Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Confessions of a Founder. I'm your host, Alysha M. Campbell, founder and CEO of CultureShiftHR. And I cannot believe we are already at episode 10 of this podcast, season 1. When I had set out to do this podcast, I was like, I can commit to 10 episodes. 10 is a nice even number. That's a good variety of topics and things to talk about. And we're already here. I'm like, no, the journey can't end. So this is, of course, the main season. This is season 1 of the podcast. We'll probably have live episodes. We'll have snippets of things. So don't worry if you are in a little bit of a panic attack of like, oh my gosh, I have no more confessions of a founder. What am I going to do? We will keep the content rolling. We will create more ways to engage and interact and keep y'all up to date on what's going on. But we're here. And oh my gosh, what a journey it has been, from conception of this idea to overcoming fear of what this was going to look like, to getting into my head too much around perfectionism and are they going to like it and what am I going to talk about and am I even worthy enough to speak on this topic, to we've done it. We've created this incredible, beautiful space. We've told beautiful stories. We've gotten, deep down and personal with it. And this is only just the beginning. So as always, excited to be here and to close off this season with just a beautiful topic of following your intuition. And as you start on this journey as a business owner, as a CEO, as a founder, as you continue to work in your business day in and day out, we don't talk enough about the power of intuition. We don't talk enough around the power of listening to your heart, following your gut, doing things that the outside world may say, oh my gosh, you're so crazy, to really understanding that, no, this is actually what I'm meant to do. This is what I'm meant to be here for. So we're going to talk about following your intuition. And this is something that I had to personally learn how to do, is follow my intuition. That was something that I never really trusted in my life. As y'all know about my background, I only wanted to be successful. And what I mean by that is I felt like I didn't have room for mistakes. I felt like I had to be perfect. I felt like, oh my gosh, if I mess up, I'm going to end up, on the wrong side of the tracks. I'm going to make that one fatal mistake and then my chance of life is over. And I was really, really scared of messing it up. So I never listened to myself because I thought myself was wrong. Because when I looked around my environment, there wasn't anything showing me what success looked like. There wasn't anything showing me what hard work looked like. So my surroundings wasn't an example for me to follow. And I looked outwardly and for examples in the world and mentors and other successful people to kind of help me shape what success looked like. And so even if something in my gut was telling me, Alysha, this is wrong, or not necessarily wrong, but like, hey, there's other options for you, I totally shut that down because I'm like, listen, I don't know who's telling me inside to do this, but all I know is that I can't trust it because all around me, people were doing what they felt and it didn't get them anywhere, or at least it didn't get them anywhere really far. So I ignored what my intuition told me. I ignored what my gut told me. I ignored, my passions and my loves because I'm like, that's not going to make me money. That's not going to lead me to success. And when it came to my business, that's exactly how I approach things. I'm like, there's the right way to do a business. You follow A, B, C, 1 + 1 = 2, and you have a successful business. And for all of you that are listening, unfortunately, business is not that easy. Business is not that straightforward and is anything but a perfect formula. And what I like to say now is 1 + 1 = 3, because the way that, from my experience, running Culture Shift has been, there is this magical element of me leaning into who I am, of me staying true to myself that creates the magic that is my business. Of course, you have, your business fundamentals, right? Your business principles. You have to make sure you have revenue coming in. Your revenue needs to be higher than your expenses, ideally. You need to make sure you have cash flow and projections, and you have the right, business structures to optimize your environment and your tax outcomes. You have to make sure that you're hiring the right people, you're meeting the right audiences, you're providing a service that's in demand. All those things are still very important. All of those things are really key in a business. But the how those things need to happen is where your intuition really comes into play. For me, following my intuition has looked like starting this podcast. Sorry, my necklace fell. I'm just going to take you off because you just don't want to be on my neck today. Following my intuition has been following this podcast. And this was something that I said forever has been a year in the making. I knew I wanted to talk about what the journey of Culture Shift has been like. I knew that I wanted to talk about my experience in starting a business from scratch. And I'm like, maybe this will be a LinkedIn Live. Maybe this will be an Instagram series. Maybe this will be something on Facebook. And I went into analysis paralysis. And so finally I'm like, why am I holding this back for so long? And I was scared. I was so scared of telling my story. I was so scared of putting myself out there. I didn't think anyone was going to listen. I didn't think anyone would give two damns on who I was or why I did what I did or my success or my failures. I didn't think people cared. But the thing was, when I began to really look inside, it wasn't about really what I thought other people cared. I didn't care enough. I didn't think my story was important enough. I didn't think my voice needed to be heard. And that was the block to me getting started. And until I flipped that all off and I said, you know what? I'm worthy of my voice being out there. I'm worthy of my story being told. I'm worthy of speaking to people around how you can do things a little bit differently and get success beyond your wildest dreams. That's when everything came together. That's when I found the right people to produce my podcast. That's when I found the space to record. That is when I got excited and thrilled to be in front of a camera, when before it was something that I dreaded every single day. So I say that to say, when you listen to yourself, when you clear out the noise and you tap into who you are and you get really crystal clear on that voice inside of you, that is your guiding star. That is your path. That is your light. And you need to stop dimming your light. Stop it right now. Stop saying, well, so-and-so isn't doing it like that. So-and-so, who cares? It doesn't matter how they do it. It doesn't matter the success that they've had. There is something inside of you that is there for a reason, that is there for a purpose. And only you can bring that to life. Only you can bring that to the next level. It's not up to other people. And it doesn't matter how they did it or who they did it for. That's their path. What about yours? What about getting deep inside yourself and saying, what was I put on this earth to do, to be, to breathe, to birth into existence? Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to be creative people. Now, I created Culture Shift, and I've created a beautiful team, and I've created a beautiful environment and opportunity for people to engage with me. That's what I'm here to do. And this is just step one. There's so many other things that we're going to be doing and creating and everything and building that we haven't even scratched the surface on. But until I realized that what my purpose was on this earth, what I had to know what I needed to do and who I meant to be and how I had to stop hiding, that's when the magic started to happen. And I can't imagine running my life any other way. And with that, as y'all know, it is scary. It's scary listening to yourself. It's scary saying, I'm going to do this. And then that other voice in your head is like, no, you're not. You can't do that. You're not going to be successful. Look at all these other people around you. You can't do what they do. And you have to find the way to shut those voices up. That other episode we spoke about like self-care and meditation, journaling, all those things, whatever works for you, you have to find a way to silence the negativity and bring forth and breathe positivity into your life. I listen to, incredible affirmations daily, like on the hour. I journal prompts. I create a positive space because that's what I deserve to be in. That's what I'm here to do and to shine. And if I don't have those things feeding into me, then I can't bring that out into the world. So understand what that looks like for you. Follow your intuition, dig in deep with your heart and let it out. You have one life to live. Don't worry about being perfect. Just bring in who you are, because who you are is enough. Just you breathing is enough. And when I saw that and someone told me that, my heart literally stopped, because we're told, oh, you have to do this and you have to be this and you have to. Nah, no, you don't. Do you know just by breathing, you're enough? Literally, if you did not one other single thing in your entire existence, that's okay. That everything you needed to be in more was already there in you, and there's nothing more you need to add or take away or multiply or divide. Like, that's just so beautiful. And when you know that and you're confident in that and you could stay steady in that, that begins to build out your beautiful presence in this world. And that becomes the center of whatever you want to create moving forward. So follow your intuition, lean into it, listen to yourself, listen to your guiding force, because that is what is truly going to allow you to bring everything you want into this world. It's such a beautiful way. On that note, it's so important to remember that this process we are going through, it is scary. I wish I had a crystal ball. I wish I knew what tomorrow was going to look like and plan and figure it out, but I don't. And you won't, and you don't either. If you ever do, please call me. I'd love to get a piece of that crystal ball. But we don't know. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. But if you're able to be in a space where you put your best foot forward and you bring, not even best foot forward, scratch that, where you step and you wake up every day and you say, I am going to do my best. And if my best is just getting out of bed that day, that's fine. If doing my best is running errands, cooking dinner, taking care of the kids, that's fine. If doing my best is starting another business enterprise, even though the past two failed, that's fine. But doing whatever it is that allows you to do your best that day, bring your best that day, and be giving yourself grace to be present in what that best is. Stop comparing yourself. And I'm speaking to myself too. I do this all the time. I compare myself. I compare my business. I compare me. I compare myself and all aspects of my life to others. And I'm like, you know what? But they're not me and I'm not them. And I'm grateful for that, because I want to be me. I want to be the person that I was born to be on this earth. And when you understand that, and when you believe in that, and when you have the power in that, there is nothing that is going to stop you. But being yourself is scary. Being yourself is one of the scariest things you will ever do in your life. But it is one of the most important things and one of the most exhilarating things you can be in your life. Because when you recognize that you are just you and you can't compare yourself to anybody else because nobody else is you, there is so much freedom and beauty and strength in that. And it takes off actually all the pressures. It takes off all of the uh-ohs, because you're doing you. You're being you. That is your gift. If we brought our gifts into the world by understanding that only us can do it, how much more of us would take that opportunity and drive it all the way to the finish line? How many of us would take that idea and make sure that it came into the earth versus just being stuck on blank pages or in our heads? You have a gift, and I implore you to bring your gifts to the world. It might be one thing, it might be 10 things, but take the time to explore your gifts and bring them to pass. Bring your talents to this earth. Bring the love and care and devotion and craziness and all of the things that you are into what you do. That is what I want to do. That's what I want to do and work hard to do every single day. Some days are better than others, and some days I don't have words. But all I know is that I wouldn't want to be on this journey in any other way than how I'm on it right now, because I know there's a path for me, for Culture Shift, my team, and only I can bring it forward. And by me bringing it forward, it gives other people the encouragement, the help, the support to do what they want to do. By me living and being myself, I'm actually helping others to be themselves. I'm encouraging others to take a risk, to tune in, to tap in, to be present, and be unapologetic about it. because what else is there? I can't be a Steve Jobs. I can't be an Elon Musk. I can't be a Simone Biles. I can't be a Serena Williams, but I can be Alysha M. Campbell, and I can be the absolute best at it because nobody else can be. And that's really, really, really special. And I encourage you all, as you hear this, to have that passion for yourself, to love yourself like nobody else, because nobody else can love you the way that you love yourself. We need love, we need connection, we need support of others, but you have to support and believe and love yourself first and foremost. You have to know that you are worthy. You have to know that you are capable and brilliant and the most amazing thing, because that is what people see and feel and connect to in this world. Now, you might be thinking, Alysha, how does this have anything to do with Culture Shift or anything about doing your business? And it has everything to do with your business. Because, yes, if you were to say, well, I don't want to do all those things. I just want to open a store, market it, and make some money. Okay, cool. And you can do that and you will make money. There's laws of profitability that if you follow them, you will make more, you will, make a profit. You will make a return. Will you enjoy it? I don't know, may not satisfy you. Will you stay in business long? I don't know, it depends. Will you scale and grow and make all these incredible ideas? Maybe you will, or maybe you might just let life pass you by while you ignore the beating drum in you that is saying, I want more, I need more, I can do so much more. And that might not be everybody's calling, but if it is for you, take the time to listen, to tune in, and be present in what that voice, that calling is bringing you to, because I can guarantee you it will blow your mind in ways you didn't even thought was possible. If you told me 5 years ago I'd be here recording a podcast, I wouldn't believe you. If you told me I'd be running almost a 7-figure business, I wouldn't believe you. If you told me I had a team all over North America, I wouldn't believe you. If you told me I'd be living in New York City, I wouldn't believe you. But I'm here and I'm an example of what it looks like when you believe and when you take the time to listen and be guided by your inner self. It's a journey. It is a beautiful journey, even in the bad days, even when the days I am crying and I can't even with life, it's beautiful. And I say that with all love and care because I know there's us that are going through stuff. The world can be such a daunting place. So I hope this gives you courage. I hope this gives you enlightenment. I hope this gives you some peace and some safety, because you are worth all of that and so much more. And when you're scared, you have to dig deep. I talk a lot in this podcast around scarcity mindset and having a scarcity mindset, and how a scarcity mindset can literally strip everything away from you, where all you can do is be sitting in your fear, in your uncertainty, and letting that rule how and who you are. You have to learn how to undo that scarcity mindset. You need to be mindful of the abundance that is in this world, the abundance that is in you, and how you are creating and making that abundance so present. I lived majority of my life very, very scared. I lived my life in a way that I thought wasn't enough. I wasn't enough. There was never going to be enough resources. And the more that I've stripped away that scarcity mindset, the more that I've taken the time to realize the abundance, the resources, the incredible amount of more that there is, the more my scarcity mindset has gone and just started to be stripped away. Where now I don't worry about where the next is coming from or the how of something. All I need to do is just be me, ideate, create, be present, and let the universe and God take care of everything else. And it took me a lot of surrender to get to that point. It took me a lot of letting go to get to that point, where I had to recognize how I'm holding on to fear, insecurity, doubt, and really let that go and give myself forgiveness and permission to be who I needed to be. Knowing that this road can be lonely, it takes someone with incredible love and gentleness to want to do this work, to want to be this person. You see these people on our social media feeds. You see, their names on TV screens, and you wonder, well, how did they get there? Or, what's so different or special about them? And the answer is that because they asked themselves and they did the work to find out who they were, who they are, and then they did it unapologetically. So I encourage you to, no matter who or what you are, do it unapologetically. Don't question it. Don't wonder about it. Don't ask if it's a mistake. Find out, explore, experiment, but give yourself the opportunity to try. Even if you fail, it took you creating that option to then see what the outcome could be. I've done a lot of things that have not worked out. I have created services that have not worked out. I've done partnerships that have not worked out. I've, hired people that have not worked out, but it's okay because I learned from it. I understood what I needed to do next. And if I stayed in my scarcity, if I stayed in my immobility, I wouldn't have learned. I wouldn't have taken the time to see and figure things out. And I wouldn't be able to get to the other side, which was so important, and the beauty of what that mistake was to be in the first place. This is a business. This is what working in a business is like. This is what working in a business allows you to do. This is what working in a business allows you to see. And you can stick your head in the sand. You can. And just be like, well, I just want to focus on sales, or I just want to focus on hiring the team, and you can do that. But that knock, or that voice that you keep ignoring, that gut feeling that you keep trying to just push down, it's going to get louder. It's going to get more annoying. And then it's going to start to leak out. And it's going to start to become so relevant. I know I'm saying that word wrong. It's going to be so dominated that you won't be able to ignore it anymore. And that's when it becomes scary, because you don't have the means to now manage this. And you have to make a choice. And that choice can be, do you just do what you've been doing, or do you take the risk on you and take a chance? So with this episode, and with knowing that this is only the beginning, I encourage and I share and I love and I give you grace to tackle the unknown. Do it scared. Do it nervous. Do it when it's not perfect. Do it when you don't have the answers. Do it when there is nothing else left for you to do because you have no other option. And trust that the process, that the thing is going to work out in the best possible way. Even in the moment when it doesn't feel like it is, believe that this little blip will lead you to even a better outcome than before. I lived my life very scared for a really, really long time. And it's just now that I'm at a place where I can breathe and look around me and recognize and appreciate the beauty that is my life. But it took me a long time. It took me a lot of, mistakes, beautiful mistakes. It took me a lot of, hard conversations that I had to have with myself. It took me a lot of undoing of my mindset. It took me a lot of questioning who and what I am. It took me a lot of analysis of just really getting real with myself and stripping away the masks that I've worn for so, so long. But I promise the work of finding that beautiful center will make all of the work that you've put into it worth it. So as you build your intuition muscle, as you lean into hearing your inner voice, as you continue to embark on a beautiful journey, as we continue to embark on a beautiful journey at Culture Shift, I continue to follow us for this process. I'm learning so much about what it means to be a human being, what it means to be so present in what is happening and to trust the processes around me. this is something that I want to continue to document and continue to share with all of you. In the previous episode, we spoke about self-care, and I forgot to mention that on Mondays at 8:30 EST, we have an Instagram live called Focus and Flow, which is where we talk about the intention and the affirmation of the week. And if you're interested in joining, I encourage you to do that. We'll link everything in the notes below. But there is a opportunity here where you don't have to do this work alone. Through 15 minutes once a week, you can tap in, lean in, learn, and be so much more ahead than you think is possible. You might think this takes a lot of work. This takes a lot of energy. And I promise you, these little habits that you're creating, these moments of stillness that you create space for, will transform your life in so many beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ways. Culture Shift is on an evolution itself. We are continuing to always explore our work, understanding the industry we're in, understanding the marketplace and its needs, understanding the narratives that are out there and how we can be a part of that conversation, and how we can create change. I want to make an impact. I want to allow spaces to be safe for everybody. And I want voices that have not been heard to be a part of the conversation. That is where our work is leading us to. That is where our work is creating an impact and creating intentional work on how we continue to build inclusion, how we continue to create equitable change, and how we continue to value diversity in all shapes and sizes. And that is a tall order. But I wouldn't be here if I didn't, rise to the challenge or the occasion of what a tall order meant and means. I think that when you realize your purpose, when you realize how you're here to do more than just, go to work every day, you realize that there's so much you can do just by tapping in and leaning into who you are. On this journey, I have met beautiful people. I have met people who have me in awe of what they've done, what they do, who they are, the impact they make, the incredible abundance that they have, the incredible love that they've shown me. I have friends that I never imagined would ever be in my life. I have networks and support groups and people that just lift me up when I can't lift myself up. And I never thought something like that could be possible, and I'm so grateful that now you are a part of that. You are a part of that support group. As you listen in, whether it's on, whether you listen on iTunes or watch the YouTube and you see the video, you're a part of this journey now, and you're a part of how we create, how we influence, how we create impact and demonstrate that in the world. And so I thank you. I thank you for taking the time to not only listen, but if you're following along and, utilizing these opportunities to ask yourself key questions, I thank you for that. I thank you for the encouragement. I thank you for the love and the support. And no matter who or how this message gets out, I'm just glad that I have the means to do it and do it in a way that allows me to be true to myself and allows me to be true to the calling that I'm here to do. Alysha M. Campbell, founder, CEO of CultureShiftHR. We never thought, the things that have been laid out before us, but I know that I am here to do and be and help and give in every way that I can. And so for anyone that's listening, if you're, again, starting a business, you started it and you need help, reach out, ask questions, email me, set up a time to chat. And I would love to see how I can lean in, help, or provide resources or point you in the right direction. What's the point of community if we can't lean in when it matters most? And so as my intuition is telling me, this opportunity that's in front of us right now of how we are ending off season 1 of Confessions of a Founder is here. And where we're going for season 2 and where we're going to go in between with different segments and lives and all the things, it's going to continue to be a beautiful journey. And I'm beyond excited that you're going to be a part of it as well. So thank you again for taking the time to lean in, tune in, be present, ask questions, and just be you. This is really, really special for me, and I'm so proud that I can share this specialness with every one of you. So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you again for listening, commenting, liking, sharing, all that great stuff. We will post soon on details for episode 1 of season 2 of Confessions of a Founder. And if you have thoughts, ideas, or topics that you would like to hear us talk about here on the Confessions of a Founder podcast, please let us know in the comments below. And we'll see if we can get that ramped up and ready to go for season 2. Well, with all of that, I'm going to leave y'all here and let you know that your intuition is your best friend. Take the time to understand, lean in, learn, listen, and follow your heart in what you are doing with your beautiful, beautiful life. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this, to be included in your regular scheduled programming, and I can't wait to see you on the flip side. Thanks so much. I will see you soon.